From the slowest downloads to the smoothest streams, welcome to the Kidawa Show!
From Five Nights at Freddy's to Grim Fandango, welcome Iconthejam.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you doing, man?
I'm good.
So welcome to our studio. Have a look around and let me know how you like it.
Pretty nice.
Excellent. Alright, so we're going to be talking to Iconic here, and first of all, how would you like me to refer to you?
Just Tyler or Iconic, however you like. I'm not really super formal.
Okay. Alright, so his name's Tyler. I'll just refer to you as Iconic if there's anybody that's starting to watch later, within the show. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my list of questions here. I've done a little bit of research. First of all, let's get into your videos. Now, currently you have, how many subscribers would you say?
I'd say about somewhere around 667-ish, last time I checked.
Oh, okay. How did you come up with the name Iconthejam?
Funny story, actually. The name dates back way before my YouTube channel ever came into play. I think it was maybe I was 15-ish. It was when I first got my Xbox 360, when I was getting my first Xbox Live account. I just was trying to think of a unique name that didn't use numbers. So I was like, this name just popped into my head, Iconthejam, and I'm just like, meh, why not? It's unique. Sure. And it just sort of stuck.
Now, is jam referring to the food, or is it referring to the dance?
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea myself.
All right. Well, it is creative, and you didn't have to use numbers. And
yeah,
that's definitely good here. Why did you start this whole YouTube project? I noticed you started in 2012. Is that right?
Yeah. It was, with my first couple sketchy videos where the editing was non-existent, and the cropping was very horrible, video quality, everything was horrible, but, it's first video, what are you going to do? I had basically no knowledge of video editing or recording software or anything like that.
Yeah, we all have those starts. And what was your purpose when you started doing these videos? What was your goal in mind, or what did you really want to portray in the videos?
I didn't really have anything I wanted to portray, I just thought it would be fun, really. So I just sort of did it.
Okay. And let's see, you've been going on 2 years now. Now, one of your first games you were playing was Amnesia in around 2012. And why Amnesia? Why did you start with that specific game?
Well, at the time, Amnesia was actually pretty popular among YouTubers, because it was, around the time, PewDiePie and then people started getting all that recognition and they were playing Amnesia. People loved seeing, their reactions to this super scary game that was just blowing across the internet. So I'm like, hey, I want to get in on that, and and plus I love horror games, so why not?
Right. Yeah, no, that's even still a sensation, and I just jumped on that bandwagon recently, and it still gets hits, and people are still loving, the scary stuff, even the older stuff. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what would you say is the most unique thing about your channel? If you're comparing to all these other channels now, what is the special thing about you and your channel that you're giving viewers and your fans?
I don't know. I don't really know why people go to my channel, but that's just sort of me joking around there.
Beautiful thing.
Lately, since I started because I was on a hiatus for quite a while, probably about a year hiatus,
right?
That I wasn't really doing the YouTube thing because I just sort of became disillusioned with it, got bored of it. But after I came back, I think quite a few of my subscribers are huge cosplay fans, and they were quite a lot of them of my subscribers have been generated from my Grow Goes on Omega videos, because
right.
A lot of people have been saying, it's very hard to find, a straight a straight male who actually cosplays, apparently, according to the people, to my fans. But yeah, I've just been getting massively positive responses from ever since I uploaded the very first video, which at first I didn't even think I was going to upload. I thought I was about to scrap it, but I'm just like, screw it, I'll mash something up and put it up there.
Right. Your biggest video on there is what, over 9,000 views? Is that right?
Yeah. That's my first Girl Goes on Omega video, and I think it's just the most because it's been up there for the longest out of all my girl videos, but
they're fun, though. I watch some of them, and they're definitely addictive. And once you start watching, it's all about people's reactions, and they get pretty funny.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a lazy. That's kind of a little bit of lazy on my. Well, it's kind of cheating a little bit because I don't really have to do much, but
Right. Yeah. Well, you kind of introduced me to that site. I didn't even know about it. And last night I just got on it and did the random, not the camera talk, but the text talking. And, I just threw my link in there. Some of us are, we put those links out there sometimes. We don't spam, but you know how it's done.
Oh, trust me, I've done it before too.
I just got on there and randomly threw the link out, and he's like, I'm assuming that's your channel. I'm like, yep. Yeah. And he checked it out, and it was all cool, and he commented my beard, and now it's gone, so what can you do?
Well, you do still sort of have a beard.
Yeah, I got my goatee.
Yeah.
And in Asia, if you say anything related to
I can't grow a beard.
I'm sorry. I'll edit that out. No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
So, in Asia, anything, like you mentioned goatee, like I tell students, this is called a goatee, but anything related to goat is like horniness.
All right.
So, if I say I got a goatee, it's like, I don't know. It may be something connected with that. So it brings up laughter.
Culture.
Yeah. So, okay, so you like scary games, obviously. What sort of games are your main passion? Would you say it's scary games, or are there other ones on the same level?
I'd say games probably with an interesting story, or that's something that's really engaging. Like you mentioned, I think at the beginning. Excuse me, Grim Fandango. I played. One of the reasons I really love that game is probably just nostalgia glasses, but I played that game when I was a lot younger, and remember my mother. Still, for some weird reason, remember my mother specifically picking it up out of a bargain bin at Staples. I don't know why, but that's still in my memory somehow.
Well, one of my questions here is why Grim Fandango? So I guess that kind of answers it. I mean, it's got a special place there for you.
And also that's the fact that it's just a very well made game. It's even most of the people that have been watching my Grim Fandango videos have been saying, "Oh, this game's so great," and most of my audience, judging by my analytics at least, is between the ages of let's say 15 to 32. So, a lot of my viewers have never heard of this game.
Right.
And so they're seeing this game for the first time, and they're like, oh my god, this game's awesome, and I want to see more. It's like, it makes me happy knowing that, this game it's not just me. It actually is a really good game, and it's got a very unique and engaging story.
I found the game when I was making a list of games to play on my channel. I was looking at, the top-rated games, and that was one of them, and I noticed they just made a comeback, and you're playing the new the
remaster.
Higher quality, yeah. So I was thinking, I'll get back on that, and I'll be one of the first people to do it now that it's an older game, but no, they just remastered it, and people are on it again, so I wasn't fast enough.
And rightfully so. It deserves the attention, because, fun fact, when it was actually first released, it was, financially, it was a massive failure because the marketing campaign for the game was much less than stellar. It was actually pretty weak, according to sites like Wikipedia. So that's the reason why why this was, one of the last adventure games ever made, because, it was basically a flop.
Oh, I see.
Because not many people. It's basically just because nobody knew about it.
Nice. Some extra
But now
information.
that the remastered version came out, everybody knows about it now, and it's finally getting the recognition that I think it deserves.
Yeah, totally. All right, so let me see here. Grim Fandango is sort of it's a mystery game. I wouldn't say it's too role-play-ish.
It's like sort of like a film noir sort of story adventure game.
Okay.
Sort of like imagine like Monkey Island, but like skeletons.
Right. So, you did mention cosplay before. To the viewers that do not know what cosplay is, could you real quick just describe what that is?
All right. So the easiest way I could probably describe this is, relativity. Basically, like imagine your favorite like TV show or video game or anime or cartoon or what have you, and then like say you make a costume or something of your favorite character or something from your favorite piece of media, and you dress up as them. That's basically what cosplay is. Right. In a nutshell.
Costume play, dressing up. So,
yep.
As a cosplayer, have you been into...
That's actually literally what cosplay means. Right. Costume play. It's yeah.
As a cosplayer, do you get into role-playing? Well, obviously you do as a cosplayer, but have you been into role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons, such things in the past? Or currently?
I have played a bunch of RPG games. Probably not Dungeons & Dragons, but I do remember playing quite a lot of Diablo 2 and games like, The Elder Scrolls, when my friend introduced me to that. Probably like a couple years back. I'm and also Mass Effect, which is really great series, and I don't know why people are harping on 3, but
I see.
Yeah. People just harp on 3 because of the ending, but I don't mind it.
Oh, really? I haven't played any, and I've been really wanting to. I just don't have the time. But I've heard really good things about Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, no, it's a very good series.
Also, you played Paranormal. Now I'm going to be testing your memory a little bit on this one. Could you sum up
old one.
Paranormal in 3 words? Your experience with that game.
This was the one where you're walking around the house and creepy stuff happens, right?
Yeah, aren't they all?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's the way I could describe that game is sort of like a haunted house simulator. Is what I would call it. I think
haunted house simulator.
It's like you just walk around and stuff happens.
Yeah.
Really, it's more like you're walking through a haunted.
Was there actually any creature or anything with substance in there moving around, or just weird things happening?
Not in the version I played. But I think, in later versions of the game, there was an ending implemented, but you were never like it was all script. There was a quote unquote monster,
right.
But it was all scripted, so you were never like running away from anything or anything like that. So technically, you're not in any real danger unless you let your battery run out. Which is the reason why you go upstairs, go to bed to recharge your battery, because if that runs out, you die.
Sounds interesting, actually. Okay, is Nightmare House 2 the bloodiest game you've ever played?
Definitely not.
It's not.
That credit goes to a mod for a really old game called Doom. The mod is called Brutal Doom. And it does exactly what the title would say. What the title says, it makes everything brutal. You can tear enemies limb from limb, literally, and you can blow individual bits of their bodies off. You can blow off a chunk of their head. You can blow off their jaw, and teeth will fly everywhere. It is very, very, very brutal and very bloody, but it still looks and plays like Doom, which is something that is very difficult to achieve if you're going for something as expansive as that. But that the award for bloodiest game I've ever played goes to that.
So that was a mod for the original Doom, right?
Yes, and it also works for Doom for like the Doom 2 and the expansion packs for that. But only thing is you have to run it through an emulator, but like not an emulator. Like I run GZ Doom, but yeah,
yeah,
it's better than DOS.
Okay, I haven't. Yeah, I'm sure. I agree. I haven't played anything off an emulator in a long time.
Last emulator I actually played was ZSNES for the SNES. Sorry,
let me see. That's all right. It's your show. Remember, you wanna take your shirt off. Go ahead. 2 years ago was your first blog, and how would you say you have changed and you're in front of the camera persona since that time? How have you gotten better? What have you learned?
Well, judging on what I just did, I'm very. I've opened up quite a bit. I'm no longer. I would say I'm no longer that shy in front of the camera anymore. I could dance in front of the camera if I wanted. I wouldn't. It wouldn't matter to me. I'm. The camera's like my best friend now. Really.
I think I agree with you. It's just after you put the suit and tie on, it kind of
constricting,
creases you in a little bit. But yeah. But I'm loosening up. Plus, I got some coffee here. What brought you to Maine? I saw you have done at least 2 trips that I know of to Maine, and what brings you there?
Actually, it was only 1 trip, but it was a summer vacation with my family, and my friend's family. So yeah, I didn't have anything to do with the planning. It was just like, hey, we're going to Maine for the summer with our friend's family. So it's like, and I'm like, yay, okay,
cool. How long was the flight to there?
We didn't actually fly. We drove, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we drove.
Okay.
It was like it took like about 3 or 4 days to get there. Bunch of hotels. But,
good times. Road trip.
And a lot of sightseeing and pictures.
Sure. Do you have any other channels?
Funny you'd say that, actually. I have one, but it's only 2 videos, and both those videos were class projects.
Oh, I see. Are they worth...
And I don't plan on putting anything else up on that channel. So
okay.
It's kind of dead, but you can go check that channel out if you want. It's linked on my channel. But
okay, we'll link it down here. Now, for your video, when I first saw your cosplay video and your setup, and on what's that website? Omegle?
Yeah, Omegle.
Omegle.
Some people say Omegle or something.
Omegle.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to swear. I tend to swear a lot. So.
Hey, that's cool. I'm still not sure if that's going to be censored or not off the show, and I'm still not sure if we're going to.
I haven't sworn yet, so.
Yeah, we're doing good so far.
Succeeding.
So I was wondering if you were cosplaying, or was it a shock value? And obviously you're a cosplayer, and you kind of did it to get the responses too, right? The fun responses from people on that.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Even I don't know. But well, the question, the question was going to be, were you cosplaying, or was it for the shock value? Because I wasn't sure if you actually do cosplay, or if you're just dressing up to do something for one video.
Well, actually, no. I wouldn't spend that much time and effort on getting that costume together if it was just for one video.
Right.
I actually did go to a convention dressed up as that for a whole day.
Nice.
It was it was more of a geek convention, not really an anime convention, so not very many people actually knew who I was. But I did have a small handful of people who actually did come up and say hi and say, "Oh my god, I like your costume," and
cool.
I love that character. And I think one girl even fangirled on me, which I did. I kind of didn't really know how to react. I was kind of like, okay.
So what did she do?
Well, the usual thing that fangirls do, like, oh my god. But yeah,
it's nice. You just don't know how to react at that point.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure how to react to it. I was kind of surprised.
Tell me a little bit about that character. I saw it's a pretty interesting character that you dressed up as.
All right, well, this character is in this particular anime called his full name is Grell Sutcliffe. He's from the anime Black Butler. and the manga from the same name. He is a transgender, which means he basically identifies himself as a woman, even though he is a man. And he is also gay because he goes after men. So he's a transgender gay, and he's also a Grim Reaper. And in this anime, Grim Reapers have there's more than one. It's sort of like a business sort of like hierarchy sort of thing going on, where they go out and like they assess souls who are about to die, and they determine whether or not they should keep living. But more often than not, the case is that they die because only truly exceptional people get to live. People who change the world or whatever. And yeah,
that's actually a really cool multi-dimensional character you chose there, and I'd say you pulled it off.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the character himself is usually pretty kind of wacky and out there, so I feel I fit the bill pretty well.
Five Nights at Freddy's. What are your thoughts? Last thoughts on that?
Oh, I have very, very mixed feelings about this games. Like, I like the game. I love the games. I actually can't wait for the third one to come out, because there is a third one coming out. And I find it interesting how the developer, which by the way it's only one guy who's making these games, and he managed to develop the second game in only a couple months.
Right.
Even though the second game has many substantial changes, and basically none of the art assets were reused. So this guy he can pump out those games like nobody's business. But people will agree with me that it is one of the only unique sort of ideas for a game that has come out in the past, in like 2014, I'd say. Because usually in horror games, you either where you run away from the threat, or you kill the threat with a gun. Whereas in this, you can't do anything. You just have to sit there and wait for them to come to you, and it gives you a very big sense of paranoia.
It does. It sure does. When I first played it, it gave me also a sense of nostalgia, just because it's that 2D atmosphere, and you just pan the camera around.
Sort of like the pre-rendered scene.
That's right.
It's pre-rendered graphics and stuff like that. Sort of looks like a mid-90s game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we chose one of the clips from your channel, and can you just quickly tell us what is happening in this clip?
Well, it's, as you can see, I'm just sort of talking to some, doing the Omegle Grogos on Omegle thing, and I'm sort of just reacting to fans and talking to them, seeing their reactions, and it's basically the main meat of my Grogos on Omegle videos is just seeing other people's reactions and then sort of reacting back as sort of, like I act as if I'm just going on there and it's no big deal. I'm just Grell. I'm no big deal about me. But then everybody else starts freaking out on me, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Oh, people are freaking out on me. It's sort of, I'm sort of making like a joke out of it, sort of like, as if I try to act as if I'm Grell, and I just occasionally have a Sebastian plushie, which is the character Grell's main love interest, and people freak out over that too, and just the fact that I'm in costume and stuff like that, and sometimes I tell people that they're actually going to be on YouTube, and they freak out about that too.
Right on.
Yeah.
Is the reaction kind of what you expected, or did you get any reactions that you weren't really expecting to see?
Like, what do you mean? Like, in actually, like, while during recording session?
Right, when you entered with different chats, was there anything that actually surprised you that someone did as a reaction to you? Or was it all kind of expected?
Not a large portion of it was expected, but there were a couple things that did throw me for a loop. Like this, like you do get the odd thing here and there that you're not expecting. even though it's Omegle and pretty much you can see pretty much anything on Omegle. Like recently in my most recent recording session, I saw, and I kicked myself for not actually recording this. I saw a guy dressed up as Woody from Toy Story for no apparent reason, and he had a giant pencil, and I'm just like, why did I not record this?
That's
it was
great.
like gold right there, and it's. But yeah, every now and then you do come across something that just sort of takes you by surprise. I'm like, whoa, okay then, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, it's a fun experience.
Mm-hmm.
So at this part of the show, I'd like to go a little bit more into your personal life. Not too deep, just cover some,
all right.
Find out a little bit more about you.
Hell, you can dig as deep as you want, I don't care.
I like that. We like to dig here. How old
Get a shovel.
are you?
I am 19.
19 years old. All
turning
right.
20 in July.
July, so birthday in July. I noticed you have one younger brother. What other siblings do you have?
That's it.
That's it. All right.
That's
how old is he?
That's my only sibling. He is, wow. I can't believe I don't actually remember my brother's actual age. I think he's like 15? 14? I'm not sure. I don't keep track of this.
Well, he probably won't watch this anyway, so no worries.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And how would you say was your childhood? We'll say, up to 10 years old. What kind of childhood did you have?
It was pretty typical childhood, really. Went to school, went home, did stuff, played, with Lego, stuff like that, toys, whatever I could get my hands on. Yeah, eventually, transitioned into video games. It's pretty typical childhood.
At what age would you say did you get into video games?
Actually, pretty early. I still have this memory of one time I was at my babysitter's. I think I was probably like 8 or 7, and I remember this babysitter because she wasn't very nice, and she would sometimes force me to help her change a baby's diaper for some reason. I don't know.
Torture you.
But all I remember is she was very big. I don't really remember what she exactly looks like, but I do remember there was me and one other kid. I do remember we would go one time. We went down in the basement, and she had a NES, like the original Nintendo Entertainment System, and a copy of Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, nice.
And it's a very notoriously hard game, but yeah. I remember us actually managing to beat the first and maybe second level.
Nice.
Like eventually, after like 100 tries, but we loved it.
That was a good game. That'll definitely get you in.
Yeah, but that was my earliest gaming experience that I can remember.
Okay. And where did you grow up?
I grew up basically where I'm living now, but not in the same home really, but the same province, same general city, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So I haven't moved from this area very much.
Since we're so international here, how's the weather over there now?
Very snowy and cold.
Snowy and cold.
Like today it was probably like minus like yesterday it was probably like minus 40 degrees Celsius. Because we measure our temperature in Celsius.
So for those of you,
I don't know what you guys measure in, but
yeah, here it's Celsius.
All right.
I think Fahrenheit's just in America,
damn cold.
Right? Yeah. For those of you guys who live in the tropics,
oops, I swore.
Nobody caught that. For those of you who live in the tropics, remember, you guys wanted to see snow, but once you see snow, it's not a good experience. It gets pretty cold, uncomfortable, and messy.
It's a good experience until you have to shovel it.
Yeah, until you deal with it. The reality of it. It looks nice. It's nice and silent. It could be romantic, but
it's fun to play in.
If not gaming, what can we find you doing?
Well, on the internet, really. Most of the time, you'd either find me on the internet, on YouTube, or gaming, or sleeping.
All right.
Basically, my four main things that I've been doing recently, and pretty much nothing else.
So computer or bed?
Pretty much.
All right. Perfect. Let me see.
Or work.
Are you single?
Yeah, technically.
You have to think about that.
I mean, I have been talking to this one person over the internet, but technically, I don't really... It's debatable.
Right. No, we hear you.
It's complicated.
College. Okay, you do go to college, and what are you studying?
I did go to college. Past tense.
Did go to college.
This semester, I'm not actually in college right now. I was in college... Okay, I was in college twice. First time was I was going into college for pre-animation and illustration. So I dropped out at the end of that semester because it was very demanding. Like you were constantly drawing, and it's not just that you were constantly drawing. You were drawing the same thing over and over and over again, and you would have just piles of homework, and I couldn't take it. I fell behind, and my progress when it comes to my drawing skills did not develop nearly as much as pretty much most of my other classmates, and plus I took way too much time drawing, so I figured it wasn't for me. And I just keep it more of a hobby, really.
I see.
The second time, continue.
Well, I was gonna say, since that time, has it demoted you from doing any more drawing, or have you still been pushing that on your own time and learning more about it?
I actually haven't. I don't think I've drawn anything really in the time between then and now. So
I see.
Just more video games and internet. I think it was I just used to draw because it was more like doodling in class, really, in high school. And then last semester, this was what I was recently studying, but then I also stopped because I figured I realized it wasn't for me either. It was baking and pastry arts. I realized I was not gonna get past my finals with a passing grade. And I outright failed my midterms, so, wasn't for me.
Yeah. Well, either way, you were looking into something more creative, so you like to be artistic, you like to be creative, and that's why you're on YouTube now, too, right?
Yeah, I guess.
What's next for you and your channel, and, what are your plans for the future with your channel?
With my plans for the future for my channel, I'm hoping once I get, better income, I have been looking into getting new more cosplay outfits, different characters from different animes that my fans have suggested. But as you can imagine, that costs money, which I don't have. So, it's just sort of a slow progression sort of thing. Right now, I'm just sort of working on, perfecting my audio quality, stuff like that, increasing my production value for my videos, basically.
Right. Step by step.
Yeah, and just sort of, keeping my fans happy at the moment. Until,
it's a hard life here on YouTube.
Think of some new things to do.
I like it because, before the interview, we were talking about, dressing up, and you mentioned Five Nights at Freddy's in that video. You were dressed up, and you did it to role play the game, and that was really cool, because that's something I would want to do, full with my videos, but it's hard. I mean, it's hard to dress up some parts, and it gets costly, and you know how it is. Mm-hmm. So I really like that approach you did there, even, just a simple tie-in that, goes with the recording so well. So, I definitely can relate and appreciate that.
And then I sort of incorporated that into a couple of my jokes, the tie, about the power of the tie and everything. And
nice.
Then it failed me later. But
in the past when I've done something a little bit more role playing with the video, well, I do like stuff like Skyrim, and I usually do like a weird kind of mage-looking character, and I'll have like white eyes, and I have white contacts, but after I put that in, I don't think people really got it, and it was just kind of weird with the white contacts, so I guess I just need the whole helmet and everything to pull it off.
That would be awesome. I'd watch that.
Hell yeah.
Someone dressed up as their character as they play their character. That's kind of meta, but that's pretty meta and pretty awesome.
Exactly.
Costly,
I'd have to
but
grow
awesome.
that beard out, maybe. Yep.
You'd have to get a new have to get a new piece of costume every time you get a new piece of armor.
What do you think is the most asked question on Google?
Hell if I know, but I'm probably gonna guess something like why do something?
Okay.
Why do so and so? I don't know.
It's why do and what is, all those. So let me ask you one of the top ones I found, and that is, what is twerking? And how would you reply to a question like that?
Oh God. I could just do a demonstration, but I'm not gonna. Partly because, well, yeah, I'm not really wearing dress pants. I'm just wearing shorts, but
I was gonna say, it's noted, I am wearing pants. I wasn't planning on it, but I just got prepared just in case I have to stand up and do something.
I am wearing. It's like just jogging shorts, but twerking is the jiggling of the butt with a view from the back. I don't know.
There you go. Jiggling of the butt with a view from behind. Those are the words of Iconic on twerking. So if you're ever wondering,
it's like in the air or something.
There you go.
Sorry,
he just broke himself all the way.
Bleeped.
Let's see here. What is your favorite word?
Ooh, I don't actually know if I have a favorite word. I don't know. I just sort of use whatever words that come to mind. I don't really have like a catchphrase or anything like that.
Okay. What would you love to be if you could, choose to be anything instantly, like a doctor with all the given knowledge, or president, artist? What would you like to be?
Well, besides the obvious, which is, a YouTuber, which I don't know. I think I'd probably actually, you know what? I never actually really thought about this because, well, I kind of do need to think about this kind of thing. What I'm going to actually do with my life, but I don't know. Maybe something to do with maybe something to do with media, because that's what this is kind of what I already do on YouTube, media.
Right. And you got that sports announcer appearance?
Yes.
Right? All right. What advice would you offer beginning YouTubers?
Okay.
Yes, that was the whole thing. What advice would you offer beginning YouTubers?
I think I have helped a couple people over the past couple months with just their channels, or just helping them out with recording softwares, audio quality, anything like that. But I think the main number one thing I would have to say is just for mostly, I find a lot of people are very shy when it comes to their first video, myself included. I'm no exception. Pretty much everybody is shy on their first couple on their first bunch of videos.
Absolutely.
It takes a little getting used to. It takes a little warming up to. But what I like to say is, pretend that camera is your best friend and that you've known for forever, and just don't hold back. Just act as if there's someone, either it might even help if to pretend your best friend is standing behind you or something like that, or maybe have someone in a Skype call, and talk to them while you play. while you play a game, and just have them listen while you talk about what's going on in the game. Not necessarily recording that, but just do that as sort of like practice, and that does sort of help ease you into it, because they're not saying anything, they're being completely silent, but they're there and they're listening, which is sort of what YouTube is like. When you upload a video, people watch it. It's sort of like the same thing.
Yeah. No, that's great advice. Imagine that somebody that you're close with is behind that camera, and just connect with it. All right, very cool. Okay, quick questions. No time to think. You just kind of shoot out what's on your mind, all right? So, what grosses you out?
Tentacle porn.
All right. Ooh, well, as a cosplayer, you got into that a lot. What do you love to hear in the morning?
I've probably like YouTube videos.
Okay. What do you love hearing before going to sleep?
I sort of like have my fan on, so I guess I sort of kind of listen to my fan when I go to sleep.
That's a fair answer. White noise, sure.
Yeah, white noise.
What scares you?
Ghosts.
Good. Ghosts are a big thing where I'm at.
Speaking of which, if I can interject real quickly, I think I actually just had an incident last night to do with ghosts.
Ghost story. I
was upstairs in my bedroom playing Xbox, and I had a bunch of stuff, laying out on the counter. One of them including like a big can for my dog, like canned food. It was sitting on the edge of the counter, but it wasn't anywhere near close to falling off. And all of a sudden, I just hear, and I get up and go downstairs. The can is like halfway across the kitchen, with like whatever was left in the can on the floor.
Awesome.
And it's like, okay, that didn't just fall. It flew. It was like pushed or thrown.
Now you live alone, right?
Yeah, I don't live alone, but I was alone. I am home alone this weekend, so I was pretty freaked out for the rest of the night last night.
No cats.
I do have 2 cats. I have 2 cats and 1 dog.
We'll have to look into this.
They are 2 Persian cats and a bulldog.
Oh, really? Old English?
She's a French-English mix. She's a year old.
Okay.
Her name's Lily.
Awesome. Lily the bulldog.
And she is cute.
Maybe we'll see her someday on your channel.
Maybe. Actually, that's funny. I actually just had a thought about that, like just recently, earlier today.
I think we pretty much covered what you like most about YouTubing. So, in summary...
Well, actually, I don't think we have.
Go right ahead.
I don't know, okay, well, the main thing is I like interacting with the people who watch my videos, and I like responding to their feedback, to their comments. It's almost like I gained every time I gain a new subscriber. It's like I gain a new friend. It's like, and when people comment on my videos, it's like I'm talking to them. Like when someone takes the time to comment on your video, it's they actually enjoyed the video.
Yes,
if they take the time to actually comment.
Yeah,
because you could just watch and then that'd be the end of it.
That's right.
But it takes a little bit of extra effort to actually comment. And that's when you know that person actually genuinely enjoys your videos. Yeah. And not saying people who just watch my videos and don't comment is, they're less than the other people, but it's
sure.
I like all my viewers. It's sort of like this community thing.
Yes, exactly.
That I like.
Yeah, it'd probably give a similar answer. It's connecting with your viewers, and as long as they like you and watch you, it's a similar kind of mentality, so it's just awesome. You're finding people all over the world that, have a similar way of thinking or enjoying, something we do here.
Yeah.
What animal would you love to be?
That's kind of funny. Have you ever heard of furries?
Yes.
I'm not specifically a furry, but I do like furries. Many different ways, but we're not going to get into those.
It's an interesting community.
Yeah, it's an interesting community. But I think if I had to choose, I think I would probably be like, I don't know. This is always a difficult one for me. Because I can never really just settle on one. Like, I think one that would match my personality the best would probably be like a fox or a coyote.
Alright. Yeah. See that? I'd have to think about that too. I never thought about it from a furry perspective. I thought about, like, if I want to be an animal, okay, maybe an eagle, something that's kind of on top of a food chain and can fly. But then as a furry, I really wouldn't want to dress up as an eagle.
Yeah.
I kind of like reptiles.
I'm also just speaking in general, really.
Right.
Even in the end, just the regular animal kingdom.
Sure.
I've just picked what goes with my personality, really. But, yeah.
Where would you love to live? If you could live anywhere on this planet, or beyond, where would you love to live?
Probably, I don't know, I think I like it here in Canada. We get free healthcare.
Yeah, that's definitely a big perk there.
But if I had to pick a different place, I'd probably say Russia.
Russia?
Because they have such great architecture.
Fascinating. Alright, I wouldn't have expected that. That's cool. Good answer.
I've always wanted to visit that place.
Yeah? My background's from Poland. My parents are Polish, so we're right next to there. So maybe someday we'll even check it out. And for the last quick question, what excites you most?
Waking up in the morning and seeing that I've got new notifications on my YouTube channel or my Twitch.
Nice.
Or not my Twitch, my Twitter or my Facebook. Just every time I see that little red icon says with a little number inside it, I get a little giddy feeling. I'm like,
sure. And that is a great feeling. If you get some good comments or anything like that.
Like good comments and stuff like that, it gives you the warm fuzzies inside.
Yes, it does. It sure does.
And it reminds me, and it makes me think, this is why I do this.
Exactly. Well said. How do you deal with trolls if you ever get any troll comments?
I actually don't get that. Due to the sort of like the niche audience that I have at the moment, I actually don't really get any trolls. I haven't gotten any trolls yet.
Right on.
So
right
I'm glad
on.
for that.
Hopefully you won't start.
Hopefully.
Great work, my friend. Tell me...
Although as I grow, it'll be inevitable. But...
Yes, it is. It is, definitely.
But I will deal with them swiftly and with a no bullcrap attitude.
That's right. I always tell people who are at school, I don't, just ignore them. The more attention you give a troll, the more it wins.
I have had a few people, I have had like 2 or 3 people try and advertise their channels on my videos.
That happens.
So, but I don't, I deleted those comments. I will not, I don't like people advertising their channels on my videos.
I understand that. You probably got a message from Freedom on your videos, or did you contact Freedom first?
Oh no, I went looking for Freedom. It was.
Oh, you did.
I was looking. Well, I was looking for a network mainly to help me sort of help me grow my community. Mostly it was just I am partnered with Freedom, but what I like about that is that I can leave whenever I want.
Exactly.
There's no contract, so I don't really get much from being with Freedom, but it's like,
Sure.
I'm not really in this for the money, anyways.
Yeah.
But I do get like access to like stats and stuff like that,
music and all that.
More, I've used the forums and stuff like that, and a couple things like that to sort of branch out a little bit to other people. Like recently, I was on a podcast called The Gaming Vortex, and those were people who were actually on the Maker forums, I'm not with Maker, but I did utilize their forums, sort of cheating, but I don't care. So it's like just a post for like, hey, we're doing a podcast. Does anybody want to guest host? And I'm like, yeah, sure,
very cool.
Guest host.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be featured on there. I know they feature different channels on. Oh, you were?
Well, I was actually. I was a guest host a couple weeks ago, and then just last week, I was co-hosting because one of the regular hosts was MIA. So this coming week as well, I am also co-hosting as standing in for them because they nominated me basically to be their stand-in co-host, which I find very flattering because it means that they enjoyed me enough to consider asking me back.
Yeah, well, more power to you, man. Good job with that, and they definitely noticed something with you. And the good thing when I was searching out different people to interview is I look at for personality, and I do want people to use the cameras, so because that just makes you connect more with your audience instead of just playing the games and being hidden.
Oh yeah, totally.
That definitely out more.
Yeah, I just recently got one of the people I was collabing with. His name is by the name of Krendar, who had not had a webcam for about 800 videos.
Wow.
And me and the people from the podcast just recently convinced him to get a webcam and start, and with that, comes, trying do the face cam with your videos as well. Even though the first reason he was going to get the webcam was so he could go on the podcast, which he did last week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that convinced him to get the webcam. So now he started to do face cam, and hopefully that'll help him connect with his audience a little bit more as well.
Sure. All right. I guess we're coming to a close here. So, what message would you like to leave your followers, fans, and friends?
Thanks for suffering through this video. I'm kidding. I don't know. Really, I was never good at ending things.
Okay. Well, anything
as my outros obviously show.
Anything you want to shoot out there as your free promo right here? Promo your next video. What's coming up next?
Still working on my next Girl Goes on Omega video because I recorded some more footage of that on Wednesday night with some fans. Met some fans. It was pretty fun. But I think you could expect that probably sometime this coming week.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks for watching the first premiere episode of the Kidawa Show with Iconthejam or Tyler. Hope you check out his channel. He's got great stuff on there. He's a funny guy, super friendly, great guy, as you see here. If you would like to see him in the future on our show, let us know below. So, any last words, Mr. Iconic? He's speechless.
I don't
know. Okay, well,
I'm not good at ending things.
Here's a digital handshake to you. There we go.
Yay.
All right. I guess that's a wrap. Let me redo that again. Maybe I'll just do this after I'm off.
Subscribe and comment down below, and maybe you can be on our next show. Be sure to check out Arthur Kidawa's gameplays, monsters, and other work.
Thanks, man. Thanks for bearing through this. It was a first for me. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me.
Was it good for you?
That was 60 minutes, so sorry I held you up so long.
Oh no, I have nothing better to do, I told you. It was fun.
Cool. Right on, man. You're not making me feel guilty.
Of course not.
That feels good.
That was worth the 60 minutes.